Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field Glory Empire as Sparta in the Persia DLC. Where we're now at war with Persia in the Persia DLC, so that'll be fun. Okay, where to send the fleet to cause the most mayhem? Probably blocking the Pontus ports will be the best way to go. So, main combat army, go ahead, storm that fort. Secondary combat army, go lay siege. Actually, what's the garrison going to be in that off post? 5 units. I think you can take 5 units. It's a little bit of a hill, so this might be a little bit of a risk because we're sending a lower quality army over there, but it's also going to be urban militia. You'll take the island, then you'll go lay siege to the fort. Main army is basically going to pop state to state to state. Storm and forts is the plan until we see the Roman, or until we see the Persian army. Back here in the capital, you have an ability to build something. We'll go ahead and grab the watchtower. A little bit more garrison would not hurt. A little bit more military expertise is not going to hurt. And it's a 0 slot. Here we were waiting for... Why am I one building slot smaller, extra space than I had before? Something I built takes up a little space now. Oh, we built land expansion, that's why. We haven't found the culture building we want yet. But we got the physician house, we got a spare slot, so we'll build the physician house. Okay, everything will build in a turn. On to the next one. Still building that stadium. And now we got something else we can build here. We don't have access to the silk. Oh no, we do have access to the silk. We can import it from Lycia. Which makes that worth doing. Okay. Did I... Ah! From the Persian territories. One of the places here makes silk. You produce wild beasts. I guess the place just makes silk. Okay. That'll change up the build order a little bit because silk is useful. 2 building slots in Brutium. Ooh, good choices. We got 2 building slots. I'm tempted to go for the gymnasium. Because of rounding here, it doesn't actually give us any manpower, apparently. Too many citizens, apparently. We're using manpower. Okay. So it's grading 5%. 5% times what we get off the gymnasium is 0. It'll eventually be adding some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the theater up because we do want one of the Greek buildings that is gated behind having a theater. Okay, that is the buildings. So let's go ahead and advance the turns. Yeah. And I suppose, actually, instead of you going straight to that location, go do a blockade to protect the place where we're going to have the next army. Yeah. Oh, wait, we hit? The Persian and Athenian armies we have found. This is the open terrain battle before the storm. So skirmish. We don't take... Well, we take a little bit of exhaustion on one of the cav units. Otherwise, it's mostly them taking it. 9v5. We got a minimum roll 7. We got 3 rolls, so they're 2. Base of 9 versus their 4. This should be an easy win, and it is. That's basically what it's going to be across the line. Yeah. functionally complete destruction of the enemy forces. That's the island. Skirmish. Exhaust the enemy front line. Elven shouldn't have any problem. The allies, in theory, may. But they've got enough rolls, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Yeah. Island taken. This is a naval battle with the survivors from the island trying to escape by sea. They do not successfully escape. This appears to be the main Persian army attacking our army. Again, this is the hills. This is kind of where we want to fight them. Archers are effective. Some exhaustion of the enemy front line. Our guys are a little less effective at defending than attacking, but we still got 9. This is probably one of their better units. So they've got a 7. Still a min roll of 6 versus 3. And that's a victory. 9v4. This is sort of the Persian standard infantry, medium infantry. Doesn't stand a chance. I think this is one of their. This might be one of the regional ones. It's fine. Okay, our flanks are going to struggle. The rest of the battle line's not going to have a problem. Okay, we lost 1 cav. We won the battle in exchange for losing the general. That's a little bit of an issue. And now we're attacking. No general this time, however. 9v3. We're really relying on that roll being good. Roll was effective. Okay. We got their general, so mutual death of generals in this turn, and the Persian army is driven off. And taking 2 more provinces has dropped us a lot more in the culture versus decadence ratio, and it probably hasn't done anything really to Persia. We haven't been taking particularly valuable provinces off of them. Spend metal to acquire... Okay, we don't have the 300 metal for that to work. We are going to want a new general. Movement penalty and a siege penalty. Okay, well, we're not... With this army, we're not really sieging. We're just going to storm. Or facing the enemy army. Movement penalty is, like, not great, but we can work with it. Your orders is to continue pursuing the damaged Persian army. I would like to see it shattered, or it can reorganize. Open building slots. We're looking for, yeah, the health building. That's the building we want. Grab the division house. There. Here. Where we are in infrastructure buildings. We've got iron mine, a silver mine, a public works. Is there a copper mine that we can... There is a copper mine we can pull. I'm thinking... Oh, well, actually, we probably do want the loyalty bonus. We'll take the loyalty bonus. It's a pretty weak bonus, but it's a bonus. We didn't hit any of the choices we want. So, reroll. Most of these buildings are not going to require a lot of construction. You're the one who needs the most. No, we'll keep the level of construction going. That stuff's proceeding. Move you over. Oops. Oh, we'll come back to that one. Open slot here. Roads are great. Then this one, we got 4 build slots. Presumably that means we want to build stuff. Let's assume we have decent build choices. You know, that's probably fine. If we've got 4 build slots, that's probably fine. Take the brickworks. We'll have to find some way to get the stone over here for it to be really valuable, but short term, I think it's decent. Okay. Then we do have the loose territories over here that are mostly gonna be worthless, I think. Construction standpoint. See where, if you can, I'd like you to feed yourself. Okay, so you're not gonna be producing anything because you're basically focusing on food. The problem with the farm. Yeah. The food building, so we'll do the reroll there. This is a recent takeover. Quant is something we're not allowed to build. It'll immediately disband anyway, so we'll pick something else. Religious cult, pleasure house. Okay, no, we're not going to be fishing for that right now. Do sanitation. Again, try to put guys on food so people don't starve. Sadly, we lost our 2-1 in battle. And honestly, given the circumstances, I'm not surprised that the replacement is a coward. Last guy died in battle. You're getting the same job with no reinforcements. Who would want that job? Okay, we'll try to recruit and send a cavalry unit over to replace the lost unit. And then let's cycle the turn. See how effective we can be at destroying the remaining Persian army. We managed to engage them. 21 versus 32. They have not reassigned a general as of yet. Skirmish. Now, this is not the ideal terrain for us, as it is forest. We take a penalty in the forest. We've got 7 base versus their 7 base. We got a 6 on the min roll, and we got an extra roll. 7v4 we're easily going to win. 7v2 we're going to easily win. 7v9 will be hard. We probably don't win that fight. Stalemate is acceptable. 7v7, 7v6, there we go. And a pursuit, doing more damage. Simply driving the enemy into the next territory. Oof. Okay, we're gonna have to start investing in some culture. Otherwise we're gonna have some problems. Decadence is rising rapidly and culture is not following suit. Distribute slaves. Building slot, building slot, building slot. The Odon. Silk required. Apparently wherever this is not able to import the silk from the location. Okay, if we had like trading port or tier up, we'll be fine. We're still gonna build the Odon. I think the Odon provides... Odon provides legacy. Yeah, I'm willing to pay 21 money for a half of my legacy. We're not gonna build walls here. We don't need the pleasure house. Don't need the Ashura. We don't need the health. We already have, well, basically maxed health already. So we just shuffle here. So this might just be a shuffle. Generally shuffle. Because we didn't hit what we want here either. So you're gonna shuffle. How much construction do we need? We can shave off like another 45. And we're gonna go and put that shaved off resources all onto culture. Get some culture coming. This should hopefully stem the rate that we're dropping down the tree, or down the culture decadence ratio. I don't think it's going to stop the decline. Or, well, maybe it will stop the decline, but won't maybe be enough to get us to go up. Build site. Maybe not the one we want, but it's the one we're getting. Worth 6 culture. Take it. That building's going fine, and we already did some culture. Okay. We'll have the Cav. Cav can make it all the way there. Plates are doing their thing. You look fine to continue the chase. Oh, there's another army there. Well, there's one thing I don't want to be, is I don't want to be in... Don't want to be in the mountain, or don't want to be in the hills, forest here. I want to get out of the forest. So there's a 1-0 with no general for defense. Okay, so we want to attack one of these stacks, obviously. The question is which one. Let's, we'll attack here. That's because this is a place that's unfortified, so we'll immediately take the territory. We win the battle, we take the territory. Yeah, we'll do a reroll here, which means we don't need them on. Production. That's fine. There's not anything to build there. We got everyone on food here, which is fine. You know, we'll do the reroll here as well. And then the island. And we're happy that everyone's trying to feed themselves. Do a reroll. We got a prospect for resources. I don't think we've found any places that we need to prospect. What are the resources we have on the plains? Gold there, which obviously is not a resource you prospect. Wild beasts are coming from the Wonder. Yeah, I think I'll prospect the plains. There's some interesting resources we might be able to import if we do that. Okay. We're also going to move the fleet into the Hellespont to blockade the port for the province we're about to lay siege to. And then I think we handle the provinces, right? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully battles continue to go well. We're massively outnumbered by the Persians, so we must deliver the effectiveness of our army straight to the enemy's face. Once again, we're outnumbered 2-1. Combat power favors us because of our higher quality of troops. We're back in the hills where our troops perform better. Skirmish. Maybe not very effective at exhausting the front line, but we have exhausted the support. 9v5. We got one less die roll than them, but we're rolling at a minimum of 7 on that die. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lost one of the flankers. Otherwise, we've brought effective pain to the enemy formation. 1 cav for 4 linemen and 1 of the enemy skirmishers. Once again, another fight. Once again, we are attacking in the hills. Lost a big chunk of the front line. 7 min roll. That one's actually got a 3 min roll. Still not enough to save them. Okay, all the enemy's traditional frontline units are destroyed. They just have a mass, and by a mass I mean a mass of cav left in that combat stack. Our fleet versus the Persian fleet. I think it's the Persian fleet. Some of those look like warships, so it's probably the Persian fleet. Enemy frontline basically exhausted from the mass. Heavy warship versus a normal warship. This is a fight that would not be good if we were not veterans versus an exhausted irregular. Sent them to the bottom. Okay, so this should be basically a mop-up at this point. Yep. Persian fleet at the bottom. Okay, the extra culture moved to 4 places. Still dangerously close to the declining tier. Okay, I'm going to order an assault. I'm going... This maybe is a little risky. We're going to order that guy to try to target the Spartan army, so hopefully they merge up. Let's go ahead and recruit over... I'm actually going to go and splurge just a little bit. We're going to grab 2 cav. We're laying siege to that port. Siege duration is uncertain, but they are starving if we just give them enough time. So the backup army can lay siege. Good. 3 open slots. We probably need some loyalty here. Gambling House technically provides some loyalty, not really the building I'm looking for. I'm looking for probably one of the tier 2 ones. We're looking Noble District, Gladiator School, most likely. Let's reroll until we hit one of those. We didn't hit any of the ones we want. So, actually, I suppose we could do Crafting District here. We'll do the Crafting District here. It's a 0 slot. It'll make some of the commerce choices harder to find, but we'll accept that as the penalty. Military School. 10% XP bonus when a unit is created. 6 loyalty. We were looking for a loyalty building. That was not the one we were looking for. Better than nothing. We're not gonna, that's not good because we don't have the access to the frankincense, but this one works. We need weapons, we can import weapons. Good. Still expensive, but it makes culture, makes XP, makes loyalty bonus. I'm on board with it. Yeah, and we do have this little green guy here is the new slave coming in from the territories. So we'll go assign him to an actual job, making production, making infrastructure. Sewer. Expensive, but that's fine. 3 open slots. We'll grab the salt house. Interesting enough, we don't have access to the salt here. We'll make a salt mine somewhere. Somewhere nearby to apply. Got a new person here. Put them on infrastructure to build buildings quicker. We'll take the gymnasium for the manpower. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too worried about picking up the large quarry. I'll move back around. Okay. Then we get over to the loose ones, which probably haven't built anything important. Actually, grab the furnace for the metal manpower. And we can basically put everyone... well, actually, we'll put a couple guys on food, just so we can transport some food out to the troops. I'll put 1 guy on food. That should feed the army if it's in supply range. But otherwise, yeah. Build that building. It's gonna take 2 turns to build the building anyway. Nothing to build there, so you stay on food. There's something to build here. You're only barely feeding yourself. You've got walls, so make the walls better. Okay, there's... I'm not going to put everyone on the... There we go. Feeding everyone, just enough loyalty bonus to get you up above 50, so there's no revolt risk. You want that anchorage. We'd also like you to feed your guys, feed yourself better, but that's harder to do. Art of the Siege, I don't have. Shame. Naval support, I have. Throw some stuff at the enemy. Okay. So, click UA, click UA. Out of 1-1, don't need them yet. Let's move the turn. See how the Persian army responds to to us actually not chasing them for a moment. Persian something attacking our fleet. Very exhausted because the entire fleet shoots at them. And it is a warship, so this warship just signed up for its own doom. Up on it goes. Okay, there's our assaulting army. The storm should go well. 9v7. We got a min roll of 7, so yeah, should be a win. It is. It's only a minor victory. But the rest of the front line is going to be major, which, yeah, means they lose the battle. Garrison has fallen. Their relief force arrives. Somehow I think we put them on the defense. Yeah, we put them on the defense, but 7 min roll. Yeah, this... Our Cav's gonna have a bad day. Though it is still attriting our Cav. Win a victory. Not as strong as some of the earlier victories, because the Cav are actually skirmishers. Okay, we're back up to 2 flankers. I'm apparently just gonna have to keep recruiting Cav and throwing more Cav into the void. Spend money to acquire metal or manpower. Okay, we'll hold off on that. We may need to do it for manpower. I don't think we're in a situation where we're in emergency lobby. We are definitely in a scenario where I'm thinking it's attack the Persians again. That is something to take. Forgot about this river. Whomever controls this river derives enormous wealth from this river, whose sands are loaded with gold in its purest form. If anything, the work along its riverbanks are even harder than in the mines, but the king does not care. Yes, 72 money. Let's take that money source away from the Persians. Or depends upon if their army moves. We're attacking their army, trying to trit the army down. We're gonna give that move order. I'm not sure if it's gonna succeed. Siege is continuing. Siege duration is uncertain. I may need to give up the blockade. We're gonna forage. Region must be a land region. Did something happen to our general? Something happened to the general. That's what happened. We got a siege expert general, so we assign him. That now means we can forage. We'll forage to try to mitigate the supply issues we're having. Do the fleet need to do basically the same? The fleet can stay on station just a little bit longer. We can take the attrition there. Sewer, yes. Maybe not what we're looking for, but sewer, yes. Yeah, we were kind of looking for the gladiator school. How badly do we need 16 loyalty? Enough that it can wait until after the sewer. And roll for it after the sewer. Oh, it pains me to pass up on the stove, but we're going to pass up on the stove for the moment. We're going to take the money. The reason is I want to get the building that comes off of the worship place line. Or upgrade this building before this building despawns. This building will despawn when this territory hits 16. So we need to fish for that. And if we burn the last empty slot in the place, then the fishing ends. So, yep. Strong as the Stoa is. One open slot. Yep, position. Five open slots. I know where we're building there. Yep. Do we have the desired 6 health buildings? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. We do. Do we have papyrus? No, we're out of range for papyrus for the moment. Yeah, we're out of range for papyrus for the moment. Basically, I want to do something that's just going to serve as a reroll. And or the Preceptor House would be the one I'd do if we had the papyrus. We don't. Ranch is really not the farm building I want, but it's the farm building I'll take because it's there. It's offered. And obviously we don't need that much infrastructure to build the farm. We'll up the culture a little bit. How much do I need to build this? 60. We got a spare 85. Okay, that's about right. That extra culture should help delay ending up in the declining tier as we take over more and more Persian territory. Otherwise ungovernable Persian territory. This is this one's. Okay, so let's put the provincial capital in here. Will be formed next turn. Save us a little bit of decadence associated with the places. Okay. Oh! We now hit the point where we can tier up. Change your government to empire! Yes, do that. That should help with the culture and the decadence ratio as well. Because we don't have the old empire penalties of the young empire. We attack the Persian army. 19 versus 29. 204 combat power versus 69. No enemy general. Skirmish. This is a forest again. Granted, the enemy cav doesn't really like forest either. Well, actually, no. They've got... Apparently, their cav likes forest. 7v6. We got a mineral 7 versus a mineral 3. 7 versus 1. Yeah. Should... They're taking reduced casualties because the cavalry are good at skirmishing, and we lost our general. Because, of course, we did. Okay, our cav flankers have arrived. And we are now a young Spartan Empire. Sparta shall now be known as Empire Sparta. Good. And we lost a general. 1-1 is probably what we're getting. Yeah, 1-1 is what we're getting. That's a hill. Go ahead and continue to chase the enemy army. Once again, we'll go ahead and try to recruit up some cav to replace your flankers that you're losing constantly. This is partially coming from the fact that our cav is not very good. Oh, and I now have access to mercenary cav. Probably not any better than our existing cav. 2-2 with effectiveness 2. 2-2 with effectiveness 2. Yeah, they're about the same. The difference is there's no manpower upkeep. They cost money. Extra money. 33% more money. That's... Actually, you know what? I'll take that. We'll take some mercenary cav because they cost money. A notable new addition to our choices here. No, in addition, we've got mercenaries. We now have access to mercenaries because we're 2 or 3. They apparently fixed the bug where Sparta did not get access to mercenaries when they were 2 or 3. I still think we can't build mercenary recruitment centers. But if we're 2 or 3, we can get them. We can still recruit from them. Notably, a new addition here is previously we had the Spartan Fillings, which was 6, 5, 3 hits, 4 effectiveness. now we have the Spartan phalanx. 7, 6, 3, 4. So pretty similar with that 3, 4, but +1, basically +1/+1 on the attack and defense. They are unmaneuverable, so they take a -3, -2 versus the clumsy Spartan phalanx. So they'll be about the same in forests. So we definitely don't want to get these guys involved in forests. And right now, because we haven't recruited any of them, they're cheaper. So if we take combat penalties or combat losses, or I just have more recruiting capacity, we'll go ahead and start adding some of these in here. Effectiveness for ranged defense. Effectiveness, so it's what, 3, 4, and 3, 4? Yeah. Yep. Phalanx is stronger, but even slower heavy infantry, but would be rough approximation. That is true offensively. The phalanx are middling in source of very high penalties during city assault. In addition to drained territories. Okay, so this adds assault to the list. So if we want to be just storming things, we still probably want to stick to the hoplites. And we did get also access to the heavy warship, tearing it up. Not making as much revenue for whatever reason. Lesbos is rebelling. Okay, that's fine. Lesbos can have the island. Just as long as it's not Persian. Killed in battle. We already replaced him. You're laying siege. How's the siege going? Siege is estimated to be quick. We've actually breached at this point. Order the assault. We'll get the fleet back into port so I can start regenerating. Yeah, I don't think any of those I want to play. Yep, keep chasing the Persian army. And of course, this is just conquered occupation, so minus 20% commerce, minus 100% commerce. So for like 4 turns, this is worthless. But most importantly, it's value not going to the enemy. And something worth... Okay, it's not showing us the value of what this was, but this was... before being modified, it was like 70-something money. Yeah, this territory right now is, after the negatives go away, worth 60 money from structures. So this is going to be worth like 50. It's non-trivial value. Work in the sewers, work in the military, school. This is not what I want. Reroll. Try again. And there's a note on. There we go, 28 more culture. Those are fine. 5 and a 1. Smokehouse is definitely on the cards. I'm going to hope that we don't need the culture, and we're going to do the smokehouse. We'll do the monument here. I'm going to just accept that the construction rate is going to be down because I don't want to abandon and generate culture if we need the culture. We may need the culture. Thought I was making a province. We lost the island. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, we lost the island. It's the region is 8 big, so we need 5 states. The rebels took 1, so we're down back 10 to 4. Improve the walls. We moved the troops far enough away that the excess food here isn't very valuable. Can you get to positive construction? Yes. Oh, we had... the loyalty's going to improve next turn. How much are you worth? Enough that I can take you off. Okay. Could do the tavern, just move the wine around. Caravan house is actually pretty valuable. We'll take the caravan house. And again, we moved the troops most of the way away from here. So we don't need anyone on food production for the moment. We can focus on getting that thing built. And we lost it. Okay. So, do I want more cavalry? Yes, I would like a little bit more cavalry. Oh, and we recruited 2 things of mercenaries, cav. Okay. That works. Roll the turn. Pursuit of the Persian army continues. There is the other Persian army. I don't think the provincial garrison is going to hold. There's no walls here, so it definitely just isn't. Yeah. 21 versus 17 in the hills. Skirmish fire. 9v5. We got a min roll of 6 versus a min roll of 1, so yeah. Actually surprised that one was as close as it was. And we lost another one of our generals. Our generals are dying like flies. Okay, yeah, we shot up very rapidly in the culture versus decadence ratio by stopping old, because we're no longer old. We don't have age penalties, being a young empire. And we're back in the progressing tier. We can probably back down off the culture generation just a little bit. Oh dear. Unless I take the defense penalty, we got 1 attacker, we're only defenders. We'll take the defense penalty. Okay, this is not a particularly great move. We're gonna move into the mountains. We're gonna take the mountains. If they follow us, we'll engage them. If they don't, we're gonna march north to try to retake that territory in pursuit of the enemy. You're gonna move forward and lay siege. Make sure you can feed everyone. +8's gonna help with supplying food to the marching army. Honestly, you probably want regional road. So we're gonna reroll to get the regional road or the land expansion. Not too worried about food here. We'll do Salt House. 19 food's great because we'll be able to feed our army if the army comes around. We're gonna make this provincial capital. I can build there, so make food. Okay. Let's put them ashore here, then the armies can merge. The cavalry merge up the army. Sewers 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so here. What do you want to build? Yes, hospital. Ooh, well, how badly do I need that loyalty? Yeah, we'll grab... No, I've just sold myself on the racing track. The hospital will come back. I'm gonna take everything off for culture. We're gonna see if we really need them on culture on the next round, or with the aging penalties removed. The age penalty removed, or if we're fine. Theater. No, we're still looking for a particular one here. So you get reroll. It's a bit tedious when you're rerolling everything, but there's a plan, and the plan is to be followed. Ourselves the Emperor's Palace here. Would be good if we had like ceramics, wine, a way to import purple. Add some more culture to it. Single nearby, but there's other ways to get flax moved around, so we don't want to build a flax maker or flax farm. Rather build a kneader of flax. Reduction manpower is tempting. And we're gonna do reroll here. Again, we're kind of looking for loyalty building. Oops, that wasn't what I meant to hit. That's what I hit, but not what I meant to hit. Open slot there. Ooh, this is... Yep, I'm not passing up on the half of one legacy. Land expansion's real tempting for competition, but no. Two open slots. Anything useful? Because of where this is, this goes away in 7, but it's going to give a defensive bonus until then, so sure. And we can go ahead and take the culture off here, I think, temporarily. See what it puts us ratio-wise. Oh, actually, we need some money, so we'll swap these guys over to money. Get us positive. Okay. We'll accept being slightly negative, that's fine. Another prospector resources. Any interesting resources here? I don't think we got lucky and hit anything. Do another prospect again, similar sort of reasons. Once we get the mountain, we might start prospecting the mountain. Yeah, once we get the mountain, we might start prospecting the mountain. Not that we really need the resources we'd be getting for the mountain, because there's a gold building already. But yeah. Okay, siege march forward. Oh, interesting. That's not going to go well for us, I think. So that is a Persian warship up against our transports. Yeah. We lost one of our cav. They go back to ground. Okay. I'm just giving them out because there's going to be a trivial battle. Okay, well, we're not going to wait for our cav to get across because I'm going to have to try to do some interdiction to make sure the Persian fleet isn't out there causing us problems. I took all those people off of culture, and we're still in the progressing tier. In fact, we went up and not down. Could change our recruitment policy, but no, we need the men. We will disperse the slaves. Okay, we're going to do a move like that. If they stay in that place, we'll hit both armies. If they don't, then we don't. There's the Persian Navy. Our Navy hasn't regenerated, but we're still going to sally into it because our fleet is bigger. Okay. Eboria. We got silver. There will be ways to import gold. Like, this is not the ideal upgrade, but this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for an upgrade, so we're going to take the upgrade so we don't have to keep rerolling. I might just be looking at to upgrade it to Major Temple in a bit, but until then. Okay, prison. Not the best loyalty building. Could be worse. And it meets the requirement we get like to 75. 60 is right about when I usually start like desperately looking for loyalty, so that works. And that place is still building. We've got an open building slot here. Smokehouse. A couple open building slots here. We got a 4. We do want loyalty here. I suppose if we're looking for loyalty, the Pleasure House is probably the best we're going to get in Tier 1 culture. So we might as well take it if we're looking for loyalty, because we're only up at 52. We definitely want to raise the loyalty. So we'll have to accept some subpar loyalty buildings for the moment. Preceptor House. We do it if we had the Papyrus. And we have a Papyrus, so we're just not in trade range for it yet. We'll go and take this whole house instead. Okay, so this is the new region. Needs to say we don't need people on culture, but them on like production or something. Region is food positive. We want some food so the army can borrow food from the province. Take the training ground. Yeah, as we push the Persians back away, we'll probably try to swap it off onto some more productive stuff. This looks like an appropriate balance for the moment. Okay, our army has gone and taken over, or our friend has gone and taken over. Oh no, just new rebels. We at war with these rebels. The Lesbos. We are not at war with them. Go in and offer cooperation to them. They'll probably say no, but that's probably more the fact that our diplomats are not very diplomatic, but... Okay, working there. Gonna spare food there. You don't really need to build anyway. That's probably where the food's actually gonna come from the army in the next turn, hopefully. Druid troubles! Unrest in Sparta. Take the place. It'll be silently defeated. Rest and rest. Okay. Okay, we got the troop assignment, we got the orders, the buildings queued up. Let's cycle the turn. Now, we are still expecting culture to decline because for the culture to decadence ratio, it takes current production and the average, I think, the last 5 turns? Okay, their primary army has come to attack our sieging army. Unless the sieging army does some really good rolls, I think the sieging army is about to be dead. We got a minimum of 5. We get a dice roll, or base roll, or base thing of 7. 7 plus a minimum roll. It's only +1. This is going to come down, really down to the dice rolls. We did win the dice roll off. Okay, this is functional tie, but they got +1, so it's going to come down to the dice rolls. We lose that dice roll. We're probably going to lose there. The game's just got to prove me wrong. 7v6. We'll probably win there. Yeah. Fair roll. We're likely gonna lose, but this is a roll. Okay, because of it's a skirmisher, we do decent. We actually won the battle because we managed to kill one of their guys. Okay, so that has probably bought us some time there. Siegers get to keep sieging. Our moving army hits one of the Persian armies. It's the main cav one. Skirmish. Decent exhaustion deployed. 9 and a mineral of 7 versus a 7 and a mineral of 5. Yeah. Okay, at that point, that Persian army should be functionally destroyed. Though, as you can see, the Persians are numerous. I'm not going to watch that battle. It's just a defeat for the garrison. Okay, our army engages the Persian army that was driven back. We got trained defense, which is going to make up for the fact that we're clumsy in the forest. Yeah, good thing we got that defense, because this would be bad. (6v2) we win. 6v4 we probably win. Minor victory. Stalemate. Okay. Okay, expecting to go down, and we stayed stable. Carthage interpreter emissaries have approached a proposal for a transaction. What do they want? I give them archers, they give us money. I forget what the cost is to provide. I think I have to like pay the manpower or something for it. I'd rather have opinion with Carthage, not the usurpers. So they want to reject. Another prospect for resources. Is there anything interesting new in here? No, so I didn't hit anything useful. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it on the mountains. More likely to hit something useful in the mountains, I think. Granted, I'm likely to hit like gold. So what's gold, silver, copper, iron, like 4 things of stone, or I think the rolls. So we're most likely actually gonna hit stone, which is pretty useless, but. Oh, we moved out against the fleet and didn't run into anything. Okay, a little bit of risk. We're gonna go ahead and move into the Propontis. I'm going to take the risk with sending the cav across. Join up. We're still going to go ahead and recruit more cav, more merc cav. And there's basically still three Persian armies out there. So the answer to what do I do in response to the Persians is continue to attack. Three open slots there. Some training grounds wouldn't be bad. Yeah, training grounds. That's set. And we got plenty to build, so we go and get a bit more commerce. Training ground. Okay, so I don't want to swing more production over to commerce. And then the next one is this place. Okay. Improve the port? Yeah, let's improve the port. Allow us to be easier to come and go with our reinforcements. Improve the walls. We're not intending on returning this, so the more we dig in, the harder it'll be for them to get rid of us. I think we're going to favor a little bit more on production at this point. I want some decent surplus food so food can get shipped over to these guys, but... Siege will be quick. Wall is breached. And then this army will continue to do the attack. Okay, well, we just came up on an hour. I think this is a good place to put a part break in. The war with Persia continues. Many Persian units stand dead before the Spartan armies. I think we've only functionally destroyed an entire Persian army. But even completely destroying one Persian army, I'm still looking at basically 3 full Persian armies in front of us. So the fight will continue until the Persians start suing for peace, I think. I suppose before I end the peace, the part, we can look at how willing they are for peace. Okay, they're willing to accept peace. They're probably not willing to give us what we want, which is like everything we've taken and more. But they're willing to negotiate peace. Right, if we take everything that we've taken, chance for them to accept 0%. Right, they're on board with the concept of peace. They're not on board with the concept of us taking and holding what we've taken, which is fair. Their army, in theory, is still far bigger than ours, as you can see by the relative combat power. It's just we've been able to just hand them their armies their ass. Because we are Sparta. But that it's just over and over and over again, just the horde. The horde is out there. We'll pick up where we left off in the next part. If you're watching YouTube, that will be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I think it is time for me to go get a new cup of tea. My throat is feeling a little raspy. I do have a cup of tea, but I swear that cup of tea is going to be like snap the fingers, is going to be gone. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.